Natalie, and I'm here with Demari Reynolds, the previous alumni coordinator, and this is the first ever Mullen Alumni podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you having me. It's cool to be back and just see everything that's going on, and with you in this role now, I'm excited to see what you do with it and continue to bring the vision to life. And,
Thank you.
I just continue to follow it, and you're doing some good stuff. So
Thank you so much for saying that. Well, this actually you get credit for because the podcast was originally your idea, and I remember when I was applying, you were telling me about these ideas you had, and I loved it. And when we first started with the podcast, when I first started with the job, I thought I really want to continue that podcast that Demari thought of. So can you tell me a little bit about what the idea behind your original concept for the podcast was?
yeah, I think just being able to reach out to alums from all types of different generations of backgrounds and allowing them to use the podcast as a platform to kind of tell their stories and experiences. Obviously, we all came here to Mullen at one point or another and had different experiences. So really allowing them to kind of, talk about what went on when they were here, as well as highlight what they're doing now in their personal and professional careers. So really just, again, providing that platform for alums to tell their story and give them a place to do it.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I guess it's great that we're starting with you. Tell us where you're at right now. We've been following on Instagram and highlighting, of course, but tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days, post-alumni coordinator.
Yeah. So since I've left here, I've gone on to university level, coaching the quarterbacks at Adams State University, as well as getting my master's degree. And it's been quite the journey. I've been learning a lot. It's been fun though, because you kind of see a little bit of the high school aspects in the university level, just relationships and connection wise. And we actually have another alum, Liam Fitty, who's playing for us up there. So that's been pretty cool to coach him and watch him grow and develop. But just being able to really pursue that master's degree and get some coaching experience at the college level has been everything I've wanted and more.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear that you're able to pursue something so great like that, but then also have it coincide with something you're really passionate about, like coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to coaching at Mullen.
Yeah.
You were a coach here for what? How long were you?
I had two different stints.
Okay.
2 years under Tom Tennell, and
Okay.
then 2 years under Coach Bennett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That was a fun experience. I learned a lot under both of those guys and got to coach some top tier talent, and it was fun and I enjoyed it, and I had a great experience with it, and just needed to move on to continue to elevate and get to that next level. So
That's awesome. Get to that next level. I love that. That is so good. Will you tell me a little bit about when you were in the alumni coordinator role? What were the important things that you were making sure that you were focusing on?
yeah, I think the biggest thing in this role is to focus on fostering the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to relate to a variety of people, from generations to backgrounds to socioeconomic status, stuff like that. And just really being able to create that connection has been big. When you're in this role, you're dealing with generations and a rich history of alums from all over the place. So
Yep.
being able to kind of, again, talk to them, create those relationships, hear their stories, and something I tried to do a lot was help these people out, especially like in the professional world. If there's an alum looking for a job on LinkedIn, helping them navigate that route, especially the younger alums, and just meeting up with alums, having lunches, and getting some feedback, hearing what they liked about the school and kind of what they want to see moving forward as a proud alum. So biggest thing is relationships, making sure you key in on that, and bringing us all together to have a good time and get stuff done for the future of the school.
Absolutely. So well said. That was a really important part when I first got the job, is recognizing all of the good that you have done and all that you have created and cultivated in those relationships, in maintaining and fostering these different communities of people, and having that be consistent is something I look forward to, and just picking up where you left off and continuing on to the best of my ability, and like you said, elevate and continue in that way. So that is so well said. Let me think, what else? Oh, I have a good question. What do you think is important for me to know in this role? Because we kind of have the past and the present here, just you have so much history in Alumni because people know who you are, they know your story, they know how you feel about Mullen, and me just starting in this role. Are there any things that you would recommend or encourage? Or, of course, building those relationships is top priority, but is there anything else that you think?
Yeah, I think, just staying true to, the mission, and that's to help the kids of tomorrow. This place is a different place than most high schools, as you can attest to. And so doing everything that we can as alums to always give back and help the future generations is a huge thing. And I think just, again, connecting with alums, making sure they understand the mission of the school, and that it's important for them to give back because someone probably did it for them. So we could continue advancing, the school as much as possible. I think, you're doing a great job. I like when I see you on the social media stuff, and just talking to other alums about it and all that good stuff. But I think just continue to do what you do and finding more ways to cultivate more alums back into the fold of things, especially those that have been out of it for a while, and creating that presence that, you're always welcome back, and just creating that atmosphere and environment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really well said. I feel like I told you before I wouldn't grab my notebook, but I should have grabbed my notebook. I'm like, ooh, write that down.
You're okay.
That's so great. I think, what you said is so impactful. Mullen is different, and there is something about Mullen that is phenomenal in providing a safe and healthy place for students to grow and become who they're meant to be. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your experience at Mullen and what that looked like. I would love to hear more. I know I've heard when you were the alumni coordinator, but just here now that just want to see what Mullen meant to you.
For sure. So I was going here in a very different time. Obviously, I used to live way across the way by the airport and catch like 3 buses at 5 a.m. to get here every day, on time anyway, to just go to class and do that. And along the way, I met a lot of my good friends today, just making the same trek across town to come here and go to school and obviously play sports and stuff. But my initial thought when I decided to come here was, I want to come here and I want to play football. And then that was great. We won 3 state championships and stuff like that. But I ended up getting a lot more out of it, from the religious aspect to, just the academic curriculum challenged me and pushed me to do better in the classroom and stuff. And then again, the relationships I created with, the teachers, some of my peers, coaches, stuff like that, who I'm still tight with to this day. And so I enjoyed my experience a lot, and I would do it again. it just meant a lot to me that this environment and setting was one that's going to take care of you and look out for you, but also challenge and push you to develop to be the best person you can be. And that's what I liked about it. And we still do a good job of doing that stuff, and that's why I've been back so many times, so many years after. Is just it always feels like home, and I'm comfortable here, and this is a place where you can grow and continue to reach that next level.
My gosh, well said. Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. That is, it's so funny to think about how you, as a student, all students are different in their experiences and what they've gone through, but the idea that Mullen can be a home for every student, even though not every student is the same, is so unique, that every student can find comfort and support within our campus is so special, and I love to hear it because in my however many months I've been back, I recognize this place feels like home, and that's something that I, like you said previously, am really passionate about maintaining and making sure that people know that they are welcome back, that they do have a home here, that we care about them and we want them to succeed and do well, and we will be in their corner. And that not only is that true before graduation when you're a student in these halls, but it's true after graduation when you go on to do all of these incredible things. We want you to know that we're here for you, we support you, and we're proud of you. So that is so special, and it was really cool to come back now as a staff member and see that it's still the same. The way I felt as a student is the same as a staff member, which is phenomenal, which is so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, what else? What else do you want to, I feel like I just want to ask you all the questions.
Yeah, I mean, we got one of the best alumni bases, I think, in the whole state, from a support standpoint anyway. It's always cool to see, alums come out to games or the gala or tournaments or stuff like that. So I always enjoy just watching what everyone's doing and been up to and catching up with people. I'm going to catch up with some alums later this week for Thursday night football. So
that's so great. Who's playing Thursday night football again?
That's a great question.
I know. I feel like I should know, but I don't. That's so true, and it's cool to see how relationships, especially in your story, have been made at Mullen and continue on, and that's truly special as well. That's so good. So let's talk a little bit about what else. I'm trying to rack my brain. I'm trying to pick the right question because I'm like, we could sit and talk for hours. I don't know. We've talked about how much we love Mullen. We talked about our experiences. We've talked about what you're doing now. I guess, okay. Are you ready for the big question?
I'm ready.
Why Mullen?
Oh man, that is a big question.
I know, it's a short question, but you can answer it.
It's
so many ways.
It's full of a lot of answers.
Right.
I chose Mullen because even with like my college alma mater, I was able to connect and grow, with my surroundings. So, being able to be in a tight-knit community that treats you like family was huge for me, especially because I'm close to my family. So, just having like-minded individuals that want to achieve the same things that you want to achieve and have the same goals in mind was a huge thing for me, on top of winning football games. But
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the experience, the overall experience of coming here and, seeing Ron or, anyone who's been here long tenured, that was an experience. And so I think anytime you choose a school to go to, you got to think about the overall experience and the bigger picture. And so, Mullen has always been home. Enjoyed my Kairos experience, got to meet some of my close brothers there as well. There's just so many different things that we offer that a lot of schools don't, or you don't feel the same experience. And so, I would choose it again. Like I said, over and over, I would choose to come here again. I mean, it might be even better now.
I know, right? We're sitting
new
in
buildings
this nice
and stuff. Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You were here prior. I am here, of course, with the new building, and I feel so fortunate to be able to work in this building and really understand the beauty and how special it is that we are focusing on the future and what that looks like, embracing our past but focusing on the future. But you were here before, during, and then after. So what was that like?
Yeah, I think in my span of being the alumni coordinator, probably worked in
Oh my gosh, right.
like three different locations. And so we were here when it was partners, and obviously, that was time to go. It just was leaking, and just one of the older buildings on campus. And so got moved into a temporary space in which that ended up being vacated as well. And so to see partners come down and just live some of that nostalgia through everything that building's been through was pretty cool. And then obviously watching this great structure come up and being able to sign the beam as well has been a cool, phenomenal experience. And there's like a time lapse out there somewhere where you can kind of see when we broke ground and did all of it.
That's awesome.
And it was a cool experience to kind of see this part of the campus transform, and definitely looking forward to seeing what's next.
Oh my gosh, me too. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so cool to hear. Just the different, what it was, and then in progress, and now here we are in this beautiful, beautiful new building.
Yeah, there's just like so many different elements to it. Like, not only is it obviously now a safe space for them to learn, but it's shiny, it's new, it can live here forever, and I think that's important and huge, especially for recruiting kids here to, get their education on.
Right. Absolutely. And I think one of the coolest things for me to see with this building is how it is still that home, even though it's brand new. It's home for our students, same as the 200 Hall is, and all of the Spirit Center and all of our different places on campus. This one has just seamlessly transitioned into that home as well. So that has been really cool. The last question I will leave us with is, of the 5 core principles, is there one that you try to live by every day?
Ooh.
I know, another big question. We ask the big questions on the Alumni podcast.
Yeah, I know. Ooh. Dang, that's a big one. Because you want to be able to kind of relate and tie them all in together.
Right, and I guess you can. I think you make the rules. You can. If you want to answer and say, well, all of them. Yeah. That's fine too.
The big one that I try and utilize in my everyday life, especially being at the university level now, is making sure that I keep my faith really huge and a part of my life. Faith in the presence of God is a huge key thing for me, just because you gotta be rooted and grounded in everything that you do with God behind you. And so I need to actually find a church home up there. So I'm still working on that.
That's
but keeping my faith strong and my beliefs, and making sure that every day I'm on point with just communicating with God and asking for what I need, and being loyal, living out the message, and making sure that I do things the right way and can provide and give back as much as possible. And so I'd probably say that's probably the one that I could put over the rest of them.
That's awesome. I think that's not a bad one. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really special.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, what I got from here is, you know, this place provided so much more for me than I did for the school, just simply because it taught me how to work, taught me how to, you know, create a nice, sturdy work ethic to, you know, grind and go after and achieve whatever I wanted in life. And so, I'll always forever be grateful of Mullen.
Thank you so much, Mark. Well, I feel very grateful to have the opportunity to sit down with you and hear of your experiences, but then also just to thank you for, I know we've talked about this and I will not ever stop thanking you, but thank you for all that you had done in your last few months to help prepare me for that transition. It was so impactful and it made coming back home to Mullen feel like a welcoming home, and that's how I'm sure a lot of our alumni feel as you being a strong, proud member of our alumni base. So thank you so much. Is there anything else? Any last?
You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean, I just would encourage all alums to get involved. You know, this is our school. Be proud of it and make sure to continue to give back, and you know, financially or in any other way. But yeah, just being a proud Mustang, it's always good to be back and be home, and looking forward to what the future brings.
Thank you so much, Demari. Thank you for watching this first ever alumni podcast at Mullen High School, and huge thank you to Demari for coming back to Mullen and spending some time with us for this conversation. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.